Good morning, students. This video is to help you with your next assignment with clapping and counting your section in radioactive. For violins, 17 through to the downbeat of 25, and viola, cello, and bass, 25 to the downbeat of 33, and basses, you're going to need to use the cello music for this. Your rhythm is too easy, and I want you to have as challenging a section as the rest of us. So I'm going to start by going through the violin section. Cellos, basses, and violas, you can fast forward a little bit, but the rhythm for this section is going to be really close related. So if you listen and practice with us, it might help you. So this is measure 17, and the way to do this is sometimes with syncopation or ties over the bar lines, it can be difficult to do several measures together. So what I would encourage you to do is just to do one measure at a time. So this is going to take some practice, but you have to understand this rhythm. With this type of music, syncopation and difficult rhythm is just part of it. So it's part of our curriculum. So this is not outside the scope of your capability and expectations. So this is 17. I'm going to do one measure. Okay. Here's our tempo. I'm going to pick just an easy tempo. And my metronome is a great tool that I'm going to use for this because it helps me maintain a steady beat once I kind of understand the counting. So I'm just going to understand first where each beat is. So I have a quarter note, downbeat. Okay. The second beat is a rest. Second half of the second beat, eighth note. Third beat is a quarter note. Fourth beat is an eighth note, and the end of four is an eighth note. I'm going to forget about that tie into the next measure until I start putting two measures together. So I'm going to do that slowly. So you have to have a beat. So 17, set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to do it again. Set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to look at the next measure, measure 18. Notice it is identical in rhythm. So here's measure 18. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So they're identical rhythms. So now I'm going to try to put it together with the tie. So I don't clap on the downbeat of 18 because it's tied to the previous beat. So here's 17. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that measure 20, okay, we've got through the first three measures, they're identical. We look at measure 20 and we just calculate measure 20. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The quarter note gets two eighth note pulses. So it's the and of 3 and the beginning of 4. Okay, now I look at my next measure, measure 21. It's the same as 17, 18, and 19, so I'm not going to practice that. Let's look at 22. Okay, here it is. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, the next measure is really close to that. Measure 24 is 16th, so the 16th note subdivision is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So the 24 is 1 and a. So 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and. And the second violin part is just a little bit different. It has rest at the end. So your job now is to put 17 through 24 together without stopping with the metronome. And what I would do is about as slow as tempo as you can get through. So I have mine set on 50. So it sound about a little like this. Here's 17. Here's your playing test. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. That's what I would want you to do from 17 to 24. Cellos and violas and basses. Your section is very similar, but it's going to be 25 through 33. So you're going to take the same approach. You're going to start with just one measure at a time, just to make sure that you understand where every beat is placed. So if you notice, you'll have, in basses, you're going to do it using the cello part, just in rhythm, right? And as you see cellos, your pitch is really high there, but that's going to be another assignment where we just work on pitch separately. But today, we're working on rhythm. So this will be a nice, easy assignment. Hopefully that won't take you much time, where you can get it finished before you go on spring break. So here's measure 25. I'm just going to do the first measure. So you notice, first beat is a rest, quarter note rest. The second beat is a rest for the first half, eighth note for the second half. So the first half of that measure is 1 and 2 and. The second half of that measure is 3 and 4 and. So I'm going to put that together. This is measure 25. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now if I look forward to the next measure, they're almost identical except the downbeat is a quarter note. Otherwise the rest is the same. So I'm going to do measure 26 with you. Ready, set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now I'm going to put 25 and 26 together. Now, of course, you may spend more time working on each individual measure, but I'm moving forward to save time here. So this is 25. And you're welcome to pause the video and practice a little bit. That way you can understand and keep up with me. Here's 25. Set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now it continues that pattern for the next 3 or 4 measures. If you'll notice in measure 28, 25, 26, 27, 28, the rhythm is slightly different, right? Your eighth notes are in a different place. They're on beat 2 and beat 3. Right? Then the same thing as for measure 30. Eighth notes are in a different place. Then if you look at measure 31 and 32, those are pretty easy rhythms that you shouldn't need any help with. So if you'll notice, the ties ends on the downbeat of 3 in measure 31. And if you'll notice in 32 cellos, your rhythm is 1 and 2, right, for a dotted quarter. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so that's your assignment for this last assignment before spring break. Just a clap and count rhythm. Go as slow as possible, go as slow as you need to in order to be accurate. That's really all I care about. I would love it if you had a metronome or if you practiced with the metronome in the background. That would be very helpful in assuring that you are on a steady beat. If you have any questions, let me know, and good luck. Talk to you soon.